Hello, my name is Ibrahim Adedokun. I'm a software developer. So I'll be showing you how to build an AI agent using BimpeAI. So BimpeAI at bimpe.ai is an API first platform that allows you to build agents, voice agents or chat agents that can be connected to various channels, your WhatsApp, your Instagram, your Telegram, and every other channels that I'm going to show you which ones they support. So for this example, we'll be building uh, an iOS support desk. You could think of it like a customer care that you could reach out to, or when you have issues with your iOS devices, like your iPhone, for example. So what we're doing is that we're pointing it to the actual iOS documentation so that it's going to pull out information from there. So, and then we're adding a tiered escalation. So that it distinguishes software from hardware. So software is handled directly by recommending fixes, while hardware issues is by creating tickets. So the context is that okay, you should always use the documentation. So moving on to building, the prerequisites that are you need a BimpeAI account. Again, you could visit bimpe.ai, create an account, and then you could create an API key from your dashboard. Also, you should have Node.js installed on your machine because this is the JavaScript SDK. There's also a Python SDK for the Python folks. And then, of course, you need to install the SDK in your project. So the first step is to build a workflow. So you can think of a workflow as a set of instructions that you need or set of guides that tells your agent how to operate. So in here, you could, okay, you need to initialize the AI first, then give the workflow a name, and then add a prompt to it. So in the prompt, a good thing about the prompt is you could just write it in human language. It doesn't have to be JSON or any special data structure. Once you have the workflow created, then it's time to create the agent. So creating the agent is just by calling bimpe.agents.create. You pass in the name, the description, and the workflow ID. So the ID, it's the ID of the workflow we created earlier, so that the agent uses that. And also we add a knowledge base. So the knowledge base is the information we want to provide to the agent. Just like you could think of it like an inventory where you can pull out facts and information to answer the users. So in here, there's an option of either passing in a text or a URL. So I'm passing the URL of the official Apple iPhone documentation. Another knowledge base is that okay, screen repair is this price with Apple Care Plus, 350,000 out of that, battery, so just every other information. So you could add as much knowledge bases as you want. So the fourth step is to connect the channels. With the channels are the interfaces where your actual users will connect to the BimpeAI agent, so where they can reach out to it. So that could be your WhatsApp, that could be your Instagram, and the likes. So this can only be done when you've deployed it. So this can be done on your dashboard. So if you navigate to your dashboard, on the deploy tab, you could see the various supported channels. So you can see WhatsApp is supported, Instagram supported, every other, there are some that are coming soon. I could also connect to voice as well. And then a good thing is you could also test using the test bot. You can just send this code to this number on WhatsApp to test out your agent. Okay, so when everything looks good, you can deploy, run your script, and then you're good to go. So showing you how the script looks like. So this is the script, the complete script, and then I can just run that by just running it with Node. So Node script, and then it's in use cases, and it is 0 for iPhone. So I could run that, and then it will deploy my script. But because I have already run the script, so I don't have to again. Okay, but okay, one thing I forgot to mention is the idempotency key. So the idempotency key ensures that when you run your script multiple times, it doesn't create multiple agents, it just updates it. So that can allow me to run my script. And then when I run my script, I can see that it's deployed and working fine. So I can see that on my dashboard now. I already have it before though, but if you don't have it before, it will appear on your dashboard and you're ready for testing, which you're going to do right now. So now time to test. We could test using any of the channel, also using the test channels. And then something that comes in handy for, especially for your front end, your website, is the web chat widget. You could click on connect. I've already connected, and then you can click on configure. So when you do that, you're able to choose the color of the color you want for the widget, the position, the welcome message, and then you can just grab the script, copy that, and then drop that into your front end. So I've already hooked it up into an HTML file here, and then running the file, we can see the widget. So this is the widget, and then we see the sub message here. So we can start using it directly here. Other method we could use to test, for example, I will just test using the WhatsApp again. For live deployment, you should connect your actual WhatsApp, but for testing purposes, we could just use the BimpeAI test bot on WhatsApp. So by sending this code to this number on WhatsApp, we could start testing our agent as well. So this is the agent on WhatsApp, and I can send in the code to start testing it. So it tells me that I'm now connected to the iPhone support bot. You can start chatting. So I can tell you, for example, what can you do? So it's going to take a moment and then respond to the message. So the same thing we could do on the what's it called? The widget. We could also chat with it. It's telling me what issue are you experiencing on your iPhone today. I could say for example, I would like to update my iOS. So, and this has responded to me, okay, troubleshooting app crashes, battery drains. For example, let's give it troubleshooting this. See how it responds. Typing this already. So the use case of this is, okay, how do I update my iOS? And it already walks me through it. This is how I update my iOS. Tap on this, tap on that. Let me know if you have any other issues. And then it points me to the actual documentation, because the knowledge base is from the documentation. So it points me there on how to download iOS 26. So that's a typical use case. How to troubleshoot app crashes. So it just gives me that. So this is just an example of a use case. You could use it to build support for your businesses. The key thing about the agent is the knowledge base you add to it. You could add, for example, your terms and conditions to it, your cancellation policies and things like that to it. So that is how you use how you build an agent with BimpeAI. So you could visit BimpeAI, create an account, or check out their documentation at docs.bimpe.ai to run the example. You could run this example as well and then start building your agent. Thank you for listening.